Alright, hello everyone, it's AEW Blaze 91, Anthony Hable here once again for another Games I Bought This Month video, and as you would expect, I'm going to be going through all the games I've bought through all the way up of October 2019. Now, I know this is a bit early, but we're coming toward the end of the month. So, and it's getting close to Halloween, which will mean all the kids are going to be doing all the trick-or-treating and stuff. And so I figured I might as well just do this and get this one out of the way. Now, I bought at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. With me buying at least 7 games yesterday, because I just thought I was really struggling to pick up some games. I really should buy some games to at least make something worthwhile for this episode, and at least try and fill up my PS3 collection before I eventually start building up my PS4 collection of games. So, with that said, I'm going to be going through all the games I've bought, and I'll be giving you some quick thoughts and opinions on each game. And excuse me, and I will be talking over, and I'll be talking about what I'm currently doing right now and what I've recently been doing as well. So then, let's get down to it. The games I bought, and I'm going to start with this one. Right, this one is a Game Boy Advance game, and I have put it in one of my spare DS covers, my spare DS boxes. I am going to make a cover for it soon, and the game is Doom for the GBA. This is the Game Boy Advance port of Doom. It's a not a bad port of Doom, considering you're seeing Doom run on a Game Boy. But running on a handheld, you can't fault it too much, considering the limited power of the handheld. The limited capabilities of the handheld, I'm going to say, that's it. Between like the PC and the consoles, yeah, you can't fault Doom, the GBA. And what this version has is some of the levels changed from the PC original, and it's based on, I think, the Atari Jaguar version, which, like, similar to the early 90s console ports of Doom, they all have various changes that were made to it in order for the game to be able to run on the limited console capabilities. You know, it's very similar to like the PlayStation port of Doom, but they changed some of the levels as well in order to fit the game onto the limited capabilities. And Doom here on the Doom on the GBA has those changes. Like, they edited some of the levels to remove, like, to actually make it so that it runs pretty smooth on the GBA, and it runs pretty fine. It doesn't run too bad on the GBA, and it looks pretty half decent running on my Revo-K on my DS Lite. Just not when you run it on the Revo-K in TV mode. Yeah, it looks like a pixelated mess. And the music's also been swapped around. The music's been swapped around a fair bit, which is noticeable. Like, if you remember a Doom's game which plays on the first level of Doom, it plays on during one of the secret levels instead. They swapped it around. They just simply swapped them around, which is a bit annoying. And there are some levels missing. There are some levels missing on this, and I think one of Doom's final bosses, the giant arachnoid. There's only this giant spider, or the spider mastermind, I think it was called. Let me have a look at my Doom. Let me have a look at my PlayStation Doom. I can't remember what it was called. A giant spider boss. It should be in the instruction manual on my PlayStation port. Spider Demon. Arachnotron. Arachnotron. The Spider Demon, yeah. Yeah, that's what the enemies that's missing from, I think, the GBA port. But the other change they also did make with the GBA port of Doom was the blood censorship. Now this wasn't a decision. Now I've got to say a couple of things about this. People have discussed that it might have been because of Nintendo wanted the game toned down and censored, but it wasn't Nintendo's decision to censor the game. It was the guys who worked on the GBA port of Doom. David A. Production something who worked on the. It was the guys who worked on the GBA port. David A. Summon Productions, I think, toned down the game and changed the blood color to green, so that the game could be sold with a lower rating on the GBA. At least, but it only affected the US regions. It didn't affect the European regions. All versions of Doom, the original classic Doom, even the GBA ports, all got the same rating, which is 15, by the way, or PEGI 16, if you want to count it. Except for the Doom, what is it? Except for the Doom 3 BFG edition, which has the original classic Doom on there, which is an 18, because Doom 3, because it is Doom 3 after all. So, and this is the same kind of deal with Doom 2 on the GBA. They changed the blood color to green, but in a sense, it kind of makes a bit of sense considering considering it's the fact it's demons you're shooting at. Having them bleed green kind of gives it more of an alien proper look to them. Like if you're shooting imps or pinky demons, yeah, having them bleed green, it kind of makes sense from a certain perspective. But don't get this. Doom was released on the Super Nintendo, uncensored, for the most part. I think except for like the rocket launcher and I think for the explosive animations, due to like the limited memory of the Super Nintendo. But like if you shot an explosive barrel on the Super Nintendo version, or used a rocket launcher on a weak enemy, and it would explode into like guts, into like tiny pieces of blood and guts. You don't see that animation on the SNES version due to like memory limitations. Alright, little jump cut there. So as I was saying, GBA Port of Doom was released with a green blood censorship, but get this, Wolfenstein 3D came to the GBA uncut with all the blood and all the Nazi references intact, and it remains as faithful to the PC version, unlike the Super Nintendo version, which actually did remove the blood and the Nazi reference and all the Nazi stuff on it, which ideally is which is kind of odd considering that you see Doom on the GBA with some bit of censorship on it, and re-released with a T14 rating in the US, whereas Wolfenstein 3D on the GBA was released with a M for mature rating in the US by the ESRB. And if you want to know the rating systems for Wolfenstein 3D on the GBA over here in Europe, get this. It was released with an 11 plus rating for the ELSPA rating before PEGI. But PEGI then rated it, rated the PC re-release version with a 12 rating. Yeah, PEGI rated Wolfenstein 3D a violent FPS game with a 12 rating for the PC's re-release box, which I think was the explosive edition. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I do know I did see a 12 plus rating like PEGI on the Wolfenstein 3D PC version when it was re-released or something, for, you know, to be compatible with Windows XP or something. But I think the Wolfenstein 3D on the Xbox Live Arcade, and I think the PS3 version, I think counts, if it counts as well, was released with a 16 rating, or then again I'm not 100% sure. But either way, I was actually quite happy I found this. This will serve me well for the collection of Doom. Let's take a look at that port of Doom for the GBA. And I will keep an eye on Doom 2 for the GBA and Wolfenstein 3D for the GBA. They're pretty good. They're pretty alright. Right, now then, we're going to finally talk about the PS3 games, and I've got plenty to talk about here. Right, but first of all, I've got two I want to talk about here. Assassin's Creed 2, the Game of the Year edition. I wanted to get the Game of the Year edition of Assassin's Creed 2 because it would have had free downloadable content. It would have came with the downloadable content that I would have had to pay online, pay online for the extra content. And so I'm buying this cheaply in CEX. I would have gotten away with some free downloadable content. But when I bought it and took it home and played it, there was something wrong with the disc and it wouldn't load properly. So I'm gonna have to take this back and swap it for a clean one. If I do, next time I see it, the Assassin's Creed 2 Game of the Year edition, I'll buy that and see if it works better. Because I do want to replace the disc, which is kind of a huge bummer for me. The next one I did buy was 50 Cent Blood on the Blood on the Sands, sorry. Yeah, 50 Cent Blood on the Sands. A third-person shooter in the 50 Cent, by 50 Cent, this game was developed by THQ. And I was looking to get this for the trophies, but then I realized something when I played the game. Nothing was happening when I was doing it. When I was doing what the trophies were telling me. You know, getting myself killed on the easy difficulty to unlock one of the most embarrassing achievements. But nothing was happening until then. I looked up online that the trophies for the PlayStation 3 only exist for the Japanese version of the game. And THQ stated that they had no plans to release a patch to add in trophy support, which was kind of a huge bummer for players who wanted to play this on the PlayStation 3. But yeah, I did play it, and this one did work. But I want to take it back because this game doesn't have trophies for the PS3, and I want to stick to games that have trophies. But again, I've now got a web page now favorited on my browser where I can look at PS3 games that do not feature trophies. So if I'm looking at these PS3 games with the PlayStation 3 logo to the side, I have to check them to see whether or not they do support trophies. Whereas if I bought a PS3 game with something like this, or or something with the PS, or something like this where they got the PS3 logo like that, I noticed that there's trophy support. It'll remind me that there is proper trophy support. Alright, but now let's move on to some proper games now. This one was I was kind of a little bit hesitant to go back to it and to pick it up. But now I've kind of decided, yeah, you know what? I think it's fine. I go ahead and pick this one up just for the sake of trophy collecting. And there's Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remaster. This is an updated HD remaster of Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2, which Final Fantasy X was which I stated many times was the last good Final Fantasy game to ever come out before Final Fantasy X-2, 11, and so forth just really took the series off the rails. You know, going MMOs, going more active, actiony sort of combat systems, which really derailed the franchise taking the franchise away from its former glory, which made the series lose its appeal. Now, I bought this for £6 for the PS3 and I bought this cheaply because I've seen on a trophy list that both X and X-2 carry the same trophy lists for the PS3, PS4 and PS Vita. So I thought I should get this on the PS3 because it'll be cheaper because seeing it for £6 it's cheaper, and seeing it as 2 games, it means £3 each. It means I don't have to spend something like £20 on a PS4 copy, where you can just earn all the trophies on the PS3 and not have to do all the trophy runs again on the PS4. And plus, I don't think the game looks as good on the PS4 than how this looks on the PS3. But granted, it does look a lot better than on the PS3. Just the frame rate is not hasn't been updated, and whilst true enough, it is upscaled to a more widescreen. It has been upscaled to widescreen TVs, and it has like remixed tracks for Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy X has remixed tracks, but not X-2 for some reason. I don't know why. What else? But Final Fantasy X's Another jump cut there. Yeah, the animations in the 10 and 10.2 are still a little bit stiff, but the frame rate hasn't really been improved. So you're still going to be seeing the game in 30 frames per second, or in the PAL regions, or over here in the PAL region, in the PAL versions, 25 frames per second, instead of something like 50 frames or 60 frames. So, but on the positive side, there is some new content that was never included, that was never seen in the English version of Final Fantasy in this compilation. Like, you get a new mode for 10.2 called Last Mission, and a new couple of cutscenes for 10, I think, that you can view. And if you were lucky enough to get the first print edition bonus, you would have gotten an extra schemata for Lightning to use in Final Fantasy XIII Lightning Returns, which is basically Yuna's outfit from the original 10. And to be honest, I'm sure as hell would want to see to have Lightning be seen in Yuna's outfit. The same way I didn't want to see Lightning in Cloud's outfit in Lightning Returns, which is enough to ruin my fucking childhood. So, but thankfully, I didn't get the code because I couldn't give a rat's ass about it. Huh. But as for the games themselves, 10 still holds up in terms of just its gameplay, turn-based gameplay alone, but its leveling system is weird. But its leveling system, it hasn't. Like, its sphere grid system is odd. Like, how can I say it? Like, yeah, it gives you a chat. Like, it's revolutionary. Like, it allows you to move across a grid or something, and you level up, raise each particular character's stats. But then you come to like but then you come across a dead end that you can't open up anymore until like you get like some sort of key or something that will allow you to unlock more spheres on the board. Which for story, it's not so bad, but when it comes to optional boss encounters, yeah, this is where like, and you start to really find things like moving stat nodes from there, and then trying to add in some like some real stat nodes which give you the best possible boosting abilities. That's where they really complicated it too far. Like, if they had just left like all the nodes there and just really balanced out all the bosses to be a bit more fair, to compensate for like all the leveling up you do on the sphere board, then yeah, I would find it fun. I would truly be perfect with it. But considering the way they designed it and the way they made they made so many optional boss encounters, like the stupidly overpowered Dark Aeons and Pedants, in that you have to grind, you know, in order to make your characters OP, in order to stand a chance against the Dark Aeons, or just use some kind of cheating method to beat them. Yeah, you never will beat them. But then I overheard, and this is where you're going to be like using what is it? Your Jimbo, and then just use Xanato and just plow through the Dark Aeons. It's like they knew. It's like the developers knew were going to make the Dark Aeons so bullshit powerful. They decided to add in a bullshit method to beat them, just using Yamnato, your Jimbo, and just I think that's what his name is, and just give him enough gil so that he can do the Xanato and just instantly kill an opponent, like instantly. And yeah, there are definite walkthroughs to figuring out how to do the bosses how to do the Dark Aeons without using your Jimbo. But yeah, just using your Jimbo is just gonna make going through the Dark Aeons is pretty much just piss easy, as opposed to just trying your ass off and just wasting your time just grinding up to fight them. Going through the Yojimbo method is probably going to be what I'm going to be doing when I fight them myself. As with 10 and 10-2 HD remasters, they both have trophies. They both have platinum trophies. So that means you get 2 platinum trophies of beating both 10 and 10-2's trophy lists. But like I said, the PS3, PS4, and PS Vita versions are shared. So it doesn't matter which version of 10 and 10-2 HD remaster you buy. You're still getting like the same trophy lists. So yeah, it was nice for me to buy this at a very cheap price, regardless. But 10-2, I find the game just too uncomfortable. It's like they treated the game in sort of a fan servicey way. Well, all you're playing is just Yuna and the girls. Yuna, Riku, and the new girl, Pain. And some of the girls' dress for your outfits are just so provocative and revealing. And they're all given such skimpy makeovers. And this is a 12+ rated game. Come on. This is one of those occasions where I think I would yell to the girls, dress up more fucking appropriately. Yeah, I really would like to just yell that shit out loud. And they butchered the Blitzball minigame for some fucking reason, in which you directly have zero control on how to play. Zero control playing it, whereas in the original 10 you can control it and actually play it. So, and some of the minigames in 10-2 were just crap, just uninspired. And the story in 10-2, it's an odd one. It's just weird, and I don't get it. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I just didn't get anything in the 10-2 story at all. After the events that occurred in after the ending in 10-1. How weird the ending in the original 10 was. Yeah, I don't even want to go into any details of that. Instead, I'm going to move on to the other games now. Next up is the 2012 reboot of Tomb Raider. No, it was a 2013 game. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it says on the back of the box, 2013 reboot of Tomb Raider. Now, I have got this game on my PS4, and this was one of the games I did get with my PS4 that my brother Simon gave me. Here it is, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, which was one of the most heavily acclaimed games. And I got that on the PS4, which was the game I had with my PS4. And now I've got this for the PS3, and this game has its own trophy list. So if I'm interested in playing Tomb Raider, the 2013 reboot, the reimagining, I get to play not only on the PS3, but also on the PS4 as well. And this reimagining of Tomb Raider is incredible. Like, it's a really incredible way to restart the whole Tomb Raider franchise from start. It plays nothing like the PS1 Tomb Raider games, and instead it can, but you still be doing like a fair amount of climbing and surviving. So yeah, you'll be doing a fair amount of climbing and puzzle solving, and you are going to be doing a fair amount of combat as well. And the combat is pretty good. I'm actually really enjoying the combat on this game. Did get this very cheap, so you do end up seeing this cheap for the PS3 and PS4. This one's a good. This one's a good one. Even if it's under the hands of Square Enix. Now here's another one I did try out as well. Watch Dogs. Now again, much like with Tomb Raider, I did get my hands on the PS4 version first. Like here it is, here's the PS4 version, and now here's the PS3 version. These ones have got the same, these ones have a different trophy list. So if you're interested in just getting a platinum trophy for the PS3, you can do the same for the PS4 version. And this is what I opted to do. I opted to play both this game on the PS3, and I'm opting to play the game also on the PS4 as well, so I can just earn them all for the sake of trophies. So this will be pretty good for a trophy run. And I have tested this game out. It works pretty well, and I was lucky to also get a code with it. It's just so I can have some extra, have a few extra missions and a different outfit as well. And I have played this. It's one of those games that, yes, it had a very, very rough launch because of Ubisoft's atrocious Uplay service, and it had a very, very terrible PC port. And as far as gameplay goes, it is a Grand Theft Auto game with the touted hacking, with the added-in hacking system where you go around and you press the hack button to just do stuff for you automatically. And it's not a bad game. It isn't a bad game by any means, but yeah, it just had a very, very bad launch. But they did patch it later. Yeah, so that's it. But at least I got it cheap. Now these 3 games I also got for the PS3, but I haven't tested them yet. First up is Dishonored, and I've got the Game of the Year edition, which will have all the extra content, like on disc, ready to go. So that's gonna be good. So that's pretty good. I've got the extra content with it. At least I think, yeah, it should be. Which the DLC content will contain Walker's arsenal and a couple of extra missions, and including some trials as well. So that's quite good. I will actually be looking forward to doing that. And I haven't played it yet, but I do know it's a first-person, sort of stealthy game. Where you're sneaking around, being like this assassin or so. And you either use use things to distract enemies, or get up to it close and personal and just assassinate the enemies outright. So it should be pretty good for me. Next up, I have Dead Rising 2, which yeah, I thought about getting this. Now I've been told Dead Rising 2 is on the PS3, And I have been told also that Dead Rising 1 is not on the PS3, but there's a version of Dead Rising on the PS4, which will have some trophies, including I think the second game as well, which I think also has some trophies. And there is a physical release of Off the Record as well, Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. We are playing as the original Dead Rising's protagonist, Adam West. No, was it? No, not Adam West. I've forgotten who it was. Oh, well, I've forgotten his name anyway. Frank West, that's it. Frank West, that's it. And the Dead Rising games are fantastically funny as hell. They're all about killing all kinds of zombies with some of the most creative and unique weapons you could possibly make. Like you can tell, like in the cover here, you can see him there building chainsaw that's on a. I don't know what that's meant to look like. Some kind of. You were a sledge or something? I have no idea. But yeah, it's crazy fun, Dead Rising 2, the Dead Rising games. So I'm hoping to get this one a shot. And then lastly, I've got Bloodstone, 007 James Bond Bloodstone, which is a game in the James Bond series. Which is a third-person shooter, I'm assuming to be. And it's got nothing to do with any of the James Bond films, but it's a James Bond game with its own unique story. Which again, I haven't played this one. Well, I think I should try this one out. Just because it's there, and I figured I should play it as well. And so yeah, these are all the games I picked up. It's a good amount of games, and 2 games I need to take back, because one of them is not working, and the other one doesn't have trophies, which I was hoping it would have, but I'm disappointed there wasn't. Now, let's talk about what I have been doing. I haven't been doing much, but I have been working on the Crystar playthrough. I've done 2 storyline routes in the game so far, and I'm on the 3rd, and I'm about to start the 3rd storyline route. And in which, if I complete that, if I do finish that, then I'll be able to take on what I assume to be the true route, which will give me the true ending. And I've unlocked 60% of the trophies during my run so far, and so far I'm enjoying the game. Like, I like the combat, and I like the story sequences and how depressing and emotional it is. Just at times the game is repetitive, and by that is your environments are recycled at times. And some of the ordeals you go through are just some of the earlier ordeals just swapped around and tiled differently, just to try and feel like that there's something new, when ironically there just isn't. It's just blatant copy pasting. And what else? I am still planning on continuing on with Crystar because I do want to finish that game up sometime. And I'm hoping this week I finish, and I'm hoping the next week I start going through Crystar and finishing it up and getting the true ending if I can do so. And then hopefully I can finish up the trophies and I'll eventually get my next platinum trophy. And then, like when I said afterwards, I plan to have a break from RPGs because I've been playing quite a fair amount of them and I just want to tackle some first-person shooters. Or games that are more shorter, that I can just give some quick explanations on. Because I have been tackling RPGs for quite a while and do want a break from them. And what I have also been tackling also is my first impression on the new Medieval remake. And I've given my quick thoughts and opinions on those on my GameSpot channel. And yeah, I tried the Medieval short-lived demo. And I quite liked it. It was quite a fun demo. I quite enjoyed myself on there. So, as usual, my current plans is simple. My first current plan is Crystar. I'm going to be focusing on all my efforts on Crystar. And then afterwards, I can then play on some other games and have a break from RPGs. And in case you ask, am I going to still continue on with Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition? Yeah, I am still going to continue with that game, but in small doses. So that I can work on the other trophies. And then playing the game as fair and legit as possible this time, without using all the DLC crap. Whatever, and then afterwards, I might also review my new PS3 controller, my Big Ben Wireless Interactive controller, as I do when I talk about that one. See why it's one of my favorite controllers on the PS3 so far. And then I'm just going to try out my new PS3 games and see if they work fine. So this is going to do for me right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this this video. And I hope to continue on with more of what I'm doing right now. So let me know what you think about what you've seen in the video, and give me a comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. So take care of yourself, guys, and goodbye.